From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 13th, 2017. Israel is calling on Polish authorities to act after a far-right nationalist march this weekend in Warsaw. Tens of thousands took part in the march Saturday, in which participants chanted racist and anti-Semitic slogans calling for Jews to get out of the country. Israeli Foreign Ministry spokesman Emmanuel Nachshon told the Associated Press, "We hope that Polish authorities will act against the organizers. History teaches us that expressions of racist hate must be dealt with swiftly and decisively." Director of the American Jewish Committee's Warsaw-based Central Europe office, Agnieszka Markowicz, said xenophobic nationalism in Poland is becoming more dangerous, adding that history has painfully taught us that silence or inaction on such matters can come with a high price. According to the AP report and the Times of Israel, Poland's foreign ministry said today that it strongly condemns racist, anti-Semitic, and xenophobic ideas, maintaining, though, that the march was largely an expression of patriotic values. The U.S. consulate in Jerusalem released a statement today from U.S. Special Representative for International Negotiations, Jason Greenblatt, on the status of a U.S. peace initiative regarding Israel and the Palestinians. Greenblatt, who has spent a significant amount of time meeting with Israeli and Palestinian leaders as well as other regional leaders over the last few months, said there was no new proposal to jumpstart peace talks yet and that the U.S. was, quote, not going to put an artificial timeline on such an effort, nor would it impose a deal. He said our goal is to facilitate, not dictate, a lasting peace agreement to improve the lives of Israelis and Palestinians and security across the region. The statement from Greenblatt today seemed to be in response to a report from the New York Times on Saturday that the Trump administration had begun drafting a peace plan that likely would not be finalized until early next year. Israel's Interior Minister Aryeh Deri said today that he would not allow a delegation of European parliamentarians and French mayors to enter Israel because of their support for convicted Palestinian terrorist Marwan Barghouti. The delegation is set to visit Israel and the Palestinian Authority next week in order to meet with Barghouti in Israel's Hadarim prison, in a show of support for him and other Palestinian security prisoners. Barghouti was convicted of murder in 2004 for his involvement in 3 terror attacks that left 5 people dead. The Jewish Federations of North America's General Assembly got underway in Los Angeles yesterday. CEO and President Jerry Silverman delivered opening remarks at the gathering, where he reaffirmed the Jewish community's everlasting commitment to Israel, but also stressed the need for pluralism and said the JFNA would call on the Israeli government to reverse its suspension of the historic Kotel Compromise and also to stop legislation that would give complete control over conversions to Israel's ultra-Orthodox chief rabbinate. Today, Israel's President Reuven Rivlin spoke to the GA, which concludes tomorrow. The World Jewish Congress and the Consulate General of Israel in New York are looking for college students with new ideas for promoting Israel advocacy and fighting anti-Semitism on college campuses. The 2017-2018 Campus Pitch Competition awards winners $5,000 to see that initiative through. Past winners include the Faces of Israel project, a walking gallery showing the diverse population of Israelis. World Jewish Congress Chief Program Officer Sonia Gomez de Mesquita said, "We truly believe that together we can and will change the conversation on campus." Undergrads and grads from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Delaware have until December the 1st to pitch their ideas. Well, British musician Alan Parsons performed in Israel over the weekend, continuing to ignore pressure to boycott the country. Parsons, who led the Alan Parsons Project, gave a concert Thursday night in Haifa and Saturday night in Tel Aviv. Former Pink Floyd frontman and vocal BDS supporter Roger Waters had urged Parsons a number of times not to perform in Israel, but Parsons said he saw no reason not to come to the country. This is actually his 3rd trip to Israel. He said he and Waters are no longer in touch and that he had told Waters at the time that politicians should stick to politics, musicians should stick to music. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, November the 13th at 7 o'clock, it's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, Jewish cinema scholar Eric Goldman interviews Gabor T. Shanto, who is a Jewish-Hungarian author and screenwriter of the new Hungarian film 1945. At 8 o'clock, Shalem College Senior Vice President Daniel Gordis talks about the significance of the Balfour Declaration. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Eugene Aryeh Leibovitz, who recalls his experiences in Israel's 1947 War of Independence and his survival at Auschwitz. That's on L'chaim. And at 10 tonight, TV journalist David Gregory, Jewish ethicist Erica Brown, and Rabbi Peter Rubenstein discuss faith at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, Harvard Law Professor Emeritus Alan Dershowitz answers questions about Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 13th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.